Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Everspace 2, where I think maybe it's time to slow down on the plot a little bit. We've got ourselves a new sector here, and it seems like we're going to be here for a minute. So why don't we go pursue some mastery? And in this case, in case you don't remember, mastery means 3 location completions and 2... I don't remember. Hold on, let's just go look. Not renowned, sorry, challenges. Drake Explorer, 2 high-risk areas, 4 more location challenges. And also there's a place we haven't been yet. We did just spawn both of the high-risk areas. So I guess let's have a look at those. Actually, let's have a look at this since it is right the fuck here. I said we were going to do this. I totally remember. Man, the game is very pretty. Even when you're just kind of like out in space doing nothing. The game is very pretty. Alright, let's see what manner of site is this. Find and repair the damaged spots at Terra Nova Claim, and also there's a bunch of pirates fighting coalition guys. Alright, we are underleveled now relative to the types of enemies we're seeing in this area, so let's be a little bit cautious. But also, you know, obviously our enemies are distracted quite a bit, and that's going to help. Ooh, flawless phasium. Hopefully the coalition guys can, like, tell the difference between shots that are meant for them and shots that are meant for the enemies, and they don't, you know, get terribly cross with us. Okay, so what else is going on here? It seems we've got a mining base with a coalition outpost attached to it. Probably a place where we could do a little bit of shopping. So let's stop in and see if that's the case. Okay, I, you know, honestly should not be firing my weapons in this way around them. I'm sure I'm doing some damage with the giant supernova explosions.
Hey, this is coalition controlled.
I'm a friend, just looking to make a pit stop.
Take a berth and do what you need.
Wow, that was easy. All right, anything terribly interesting here? Not really. And y'all don't really want any of my... Oh, this is the mining equipment. Mining equipment sells quite well. I don't even know where I got that. That might have been something we just pulled out of space. While we're here, I suppose... I may as well sell off a lot of this, like, blue stuff that I don't intend to hold on to. Yep, please be rid of those. Not going to use that scattergun. Our current sensor... Critical hits have a chance to web targets is pretty cool. Pardon me. I don't want to keep around the little nanobots too badly. We're gonna sell that. We're getting to the point here where we're starting to see ships that are shields that have a higher shield capacity than our fancy legendary, but it still has that really cool holographic ship thing. It's keeping us alive. I'm inclined to keep using it for the moment. I think we can probably just sell these. Yeah, okay. Item type is really the sort I want, I think. Okay. Alright, let's find and repair their damaged spots. So, is that just a loose piece of... Yeah, there's just loose devices, or loose debris hanging around here. Weird. Okay, anyway.
Only nothing this remains.
Let's mow him down.
So we will be pretty close here when we pick up this mainframe component. It's gonna have us pretty close to finally being able to upgrade our expertise the rest of the way, which I'm looking forward to. I don't actually remember what it is that does on the gunship that we're hoping to upgrade to, but I'm sure the last point will be worth it. It's been something rad and extremely useful on every ship we've had so far. I really like a stat that I really like something like that, where like a stat that is interpreted differently by every ship, or like a mastery type stat in a role-playing game where it's interpreted differently by every class, and that leaves room for a lot of interesting design stuff. Huh. There's a power cord just hanging here. Well, I suppose it behooves us to bring it out into the light, even though I don't know exactly what I want to do with it yet. Or maybe I do, kind of. Okay, so that'll open that up eventually. Okay, I repaired that thing. I was like, am I really going to repair that entire huge gap? But no. No, in fact, I am not. I don't have any idea where that other power core is, do I? I don't think so. Although we do have a destructible area on the base over there. This is another thing that I think is kind of silly. It's like, you have to imagine that the people who own this thing would be pretty annoyed about me just blowing pieces of it up. And I don't know how it's supposed to placate them when I say, oh, no, don't worry. My ship told me it was destructible, and I figured there would just be stuff I could steal in there. So that container is probably not super meaningful. Don't see a lot more damage. I wonder if there's more base. Because like it's pretty easy to see the busted parts from a distance, right? They're emitting gas. It would help to be down here. I mean, there's certainly a bunch of areas down here that are in much worse shape than the stuff that we're repairing. Stuff that is well and truly beyond our ability to fix. But I'm not on the hook for any of this. Hopefully. Huh. Do I get into the ship at the edge here? And yeah, and then there's just a small portion of that thing. Ah, we need a battery. Okay. Small portion of that destructible wall was visible through the other side of the ship there. So we have an energy sphere dispenser as well. We have no idea what to do with that. Okay, handy. Just kind of zoom around the back side of these big rocks. See if our instruments want to pick anything up.
I see him.
Man, I do feel exceedingly powerful already. These are some good weapons. Alright, it doesn't look like there's any more base out here. Does this satellite need any repairs? Doesn't seem like it. So we've been all the way out to there. We've been all the way out to the other edge. It feels like I've been all along this thing. I wonder if there's like a bit of a secondary base somewhere, like they put down a little mining facility on the side of one of the rocks or something, and we have to find that, and there'll turn out to be damaged spots on it somewhere. Titanium deposits I don't really care about. Clygon is a little rarer, but I'm also not like super stressed about that. And this big rock has got to be... There's no way I can get around the back side of it, right? It's got to be outside the traversal area. Well, maybe not. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, well... Guess let's go up here and get some Clygon. And we'll just clear each of these, clear each of these markers one by one, I suppose. So that blue light over there is where we found that power core, right? I think I'll just scrap that. Honestly, I don't even want to pick these up either.
Did you guys hear that sound just now?
Did you guys hear that sound just now? Of course not. We're in outer space, dude.
Notice you've been storing up a variety of resources. What are those beams?
Alright, I'm gonna come over here and use up the wreckage just to get it off of my UI.
You never know what you might run into.
I do think that is worth doing. Aha! And here is the battery for this thing. Alright, so every little outlying buoy is also potentially a place for repairs. And I'm not going to be able to actually see the repairs on them until we're really, really close. Okay, it looked like there was a room on the back side of this, but not really, or at least not in a useful way. I'm trying some daring new piloting theories. Nobody panic. So, okay, these little light beacons... presumably are also potentially sources of necessary repairs. An energy sphere socket. Ooh, that's handy. So if we can actually clear this area, that'll be the mainframe component we need to actually upgrade our expertise for the final time. There's an energy sphere dispenser over there. What about you? You're fine. I think this ship is moving. I don't think it could possibly be a thing that needs repairs. No, it's not a static part of the scenario. Okay. Yeah, let's go get an energy sphere and bring it back over here to the rocks. Hopefully the timing on this is like fairly generous. 40 seconds feels pretty doable. Okay, cool. Cool. What's that beam laser look like? So really high energy DPS. It's got some mining stuff on it. Has a chance to refill your missiles. That's kind of cool. And honestly, the kinetic DPS isn't really that much different. Obviously, having to aim this thing myself is a little bit of a bummer. Oh, it's not comparing it to the... Yeah, this is the comparison we want. So the beam laser is actually a significant upgrade over the Soul Seeker, with the downside of having some reduced range. And, of course, not repairing our ship or seeking the enemy. The seeking the enemy thing is a big deal. I think I'm going to keep what we have now. And I'm probably just going to dismantle this for the Star Charged Conduit, which I think is a pretty valuable thing. Okay, so this beacon doesn't need any repairs. I'm kind of curious, like, does it show us a way to anything else? No, we can't really see any other base stuff. Somewhere there's a power core that we still haven't found. Huh, that wreckage is inside the rock for sure. It's weird to encounter a weapon that just has like partial mining enhancements on it, just sort of floating out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, let's check all of the buoys. This one seems all right. This one has one of those missing power cores. And then I think this is the one where we already checked it and found that it was damaged. Yeah, this is the one that I patched. Okay, that's fine. At least we got something out of it. Yeah, I was wondering how long it was going to take for this to kick in. Like, once we have a certain number of things done in the area, our supervision is supposed to show us the remaining secrets, right? Ah. This is awfully well hidden. It's not actually valuable. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to show us the repairs that we're missing. That's very disappointing, because if this area is anything, if this sector is anything like the others that we've seen, it does, we do have to actually complete every location challenge in order to get mastery. So we cannot afford to just leave this. I have no idea where there could be more sources of damage. Oh. Careful. Aha! Okay, there's one that's pretty well hidden. We got really close to this before it appeared on our sensors. Is there another one that's just like tucked under some high-level enemies coming in, it looks like? Doesn't look like it. It looks like that was the only one that was hidden in that way.
I'll have another go.
Shoot. Well,
I get away for a fresh round. I'm coming round.
it could be like anywhere like this. Anywhere there's a tiny gap between components, there could theoretically be a really well hidden leak, right?
Attempting alternative maneuver.
And we have seen at this point that we have to get within like 50 meters of a thing for it to appear on the radar. We basically have to be looking right at it. Or not on the radar, but you know what I mean, on the UI. Which is not what radar is. Aha! Aha! This is why there's loose debris. Very cunning. Alright. Location fully completed. Apologies, y'all, that took so long to see. Combine, and let's do it. All right, let's hope that let's hope that it was worth all the trouble. This hardly even sells well. Yeah, all right, whatever. Let's drop this stuff off with the Coalition outpost, and then move on to the next one.
You're becoming a regular face around the Coalition.
I get around.
Yeah, I've heard.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
It does kind of sound like she's calling us something, but whatever. It's fine. I don't have time to worry about it right now. All right, so our current actual plot mission objective is also an unknown site. We're going to worry about that last. There's one over here, but let's take on our high-risk areas first. Very difficult enemies. Probably not a good time to attempt to fulfill the last of our Daredevil challenges. Let's just try to live. Try to win and live. We have 2 left, right? And one of them is completing an area without a shield or armor equipped. The other one is no devices or alts. Yeah, we'll see. I am not confident that this would be a good time to attempt that. Oh, jeez. Alright, we're getting some good damage in here at least. It is remarkable that missiles are still getting through to me given the amount of explosions that are occurring around me at all times. How did that wreckage spawn so far out of range? Not being able to see their health bars, actually, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but it does kind of suck. Ooh, okay, alright. Just trying to keep the number of drones low. We are unfortunately losing drones quite a lot, actually. I would love to kill this bomber. If I could actually make that happen, it would be so sweet. The damage. It is so much exploding. The worst part is the exploding and like the heat weapons that they're using that turn the screen red. They make it seem really scary even if we're not necessarily in a huge amount of danger. And I don't know that we're not. Okay, there's one more bomber down. Let me try to use a little bit of the weapon that repairs us. Oh, come on.
Hard to tell who's who sometimes.
Just fire at the red targets.
Bam!
Yeah, the complete loss of my drones and the fact that like anytime I see wreckage, it's way outside of interaction range somehow, despite the fact that I know I'm killing them closer to me than that, is really, it's not helping. God, there are so many elite bombers. Well, let's deploy one of these extra drones. That's helpful. Ah! Darn it. I was trying to see if I could do that without firing any of my devices. We got surprisingly far, but given how well we performed, I don't really think it's like... Not how well we performed, because I don't feel like we were performing well, but you know what I mean. Given the degree of our performance, I do not feel like it is reasonable to try this here. The overleveled is just too tough to beat. Gotta make sure I am hitting my, what do you call it? My wreckages as soon as I create them. Keep my drones in good shape. I will say it doesn't help that we are apparently facing, and like all of the enemies are warping in right on top of us, so it feels like we're fighting an infinite number of enemies. It would be a lot easier if we could get like a little bit of rest time between packs. Cool. The fact that enemies don't consistently leave wreckage does make things a little bit trickier too, because I'm not prepared to hit F whenever I kill an enemy right in front of me, and that's definitely causing some issues. I had to be doing it, and just like if they don't spawn, then it doesn't do anything, you know? Gotta be close to dead. Yeah, cool. Got one. Make sure we're cutting up these drones. Why aren't you dying?
Target destroyed.
Holy hell. Just like the fucking fusillades that we are having to put up with here are crazy.
Another to Stardust.
Yeah, that is. At some point, they're bringing in so many like packs of bombers directly on top of us that we're fighting like 5 or 6 of them at a time, and it's such a huge amount of fire from every direction in a way that's completely untrackable. It's not too bad early on when we're not fighting every enemy on the map all at the same time, but eventually they group up on us enough that it becomes a problem. Alright, EMP'd a couple of them, that certainly helps. The Annihilator virus is going to give us a little bit of love. And don't forget, the Annihilator virus, the way we have it set, it heals us when it deals its damage.
I've been detected.
God, not knowing how much health the enemies have is such a nightmare. It affects your decision making so much. Oh, hostiles detected, huh? Thanks. How is there so much wreckage that's so fucking far away from where we're fighting?
You placed yourself in this predicament.
Yeah.
Just chill out and watch the master at work, Hive.
Give our shields a second to recharge. Yeah, notice the second I'm creating drones, they're instantly dying. Like, the damage incoming is just, it's so insane and it's everywhere. It's not like they are focusing damage on me. It's just like a cloud of damage that is everywhere around us in all directions and killing our drones and fucking terrifying. Okay, I have a plan. That plan looks like this. We're just gonna avoid the pack that's right next to us at the beginning. We're gonna go after this one instead. Alright, bomber down immediately, very important. Spend as little time as possible fully mobbed by enemies.
Damn.
And you know, maybe maybe they jump in on the point where we jumped in, so it might be that being further away from that will result in us not being like totally swarmed all the time too. Alright, EMP can buy me a little bit of time. We can throw out the virus. Come on. How much longer can your shield possibly hold? There it goes. Part of the problem with these bombers is that they actually have a very impressive shield, and so it takes a lot of work to hack through just with the supernova gun. They need to be doing both. Nanobots. Zero drones, because that's how it's just how that works. We don't get to have drones. All right, more drones. Yeah, the other problem with using this weapon against these guys, obviously, is that the supernova thing still deals damage to them when their shield is up, even if their shield is facing me. The Seeker definitely doesn't. Caught a couple of them with that. It's a good EMP. Yeah, these guys do have, it does seem like they mostly have pretty large and impressive shields.
Another to Stardust. Intercepted.
All right, excellent, excellent, excellent. A couple more drones up here. Trying to maintain the drone army it's actually very difficult. And it's really, really important to my survival. So much of my damage output is tied to them.
Target destroyed.
If I'm letting my drones drop, I'm letting my DPS drop by such a large amount that the fight becomes just completely uncontrollable. Honestly, we haven't really had to fight all that many serious fights since switching to the Vindicator. It's been a lot of pretty straightforward, pretty easy enemies for the most part. Oops, I didn't mean to hit the booster. That was supposed to just be an EMP. Well, that does make it easy to... Jesus. Okay. Can't even see what's happening. Okay, we made it to the boss spawn. Got him. Okay. Here we go. Don't you focus on my drones right now.
That showed them.
Additional enemies from the other side. Once again, sucks not to be able to see the health bars. So I don't know if he's out of shields, but we'll just keep switching the weapons back and forth as we overheat them. Come on, you can't possibly have very much health left, right? This thing's not even over leveling me. Okay, jeez. Alright, that was a lot of loot. Hello, decoys. Ooh, that sounds like a fun catalyst. Also, apparently there's some shipwrecks here in the middle stuff. Yeah, I was never going to be able to get through that without my devices. That was just too hard. Some pretty bad loot overall. Huh. That's weird. I just fired 2 pieces of wreckage and I'm still not at full drones? And indeed, I'm not allowed to interact with... For some reason, we're just not allowed to spawn that 6th drone. That's a shame. I could really use the help. Like, obviously. Alright, let's see what this other high-risk area looks like. Double Trouble 2 bosses, you know, that's not nearly as scary. Does that mean that I can do this one without my devices? Probably not, but maybe. Let's, before we go in there, definitely craft some more nanobots. There is just absolutely no reason to have an arming cooldown on things you're doing when you're in super light. What a ridiculous idea. Alright, we'll give this a try without devices. I'm still allowed to use both of my weapon slots and all of my items and stuff. Just no devices, no ult. My guess is we will find that this is not remotely doable.
See right.
You know, with the enemies not being over leveled, it does help though. It actually helps a lot. And these feel like enemies who are particularly weak to the supernova cannon as well. Just like guys who don't have shields, basically.
Target destroyed.
Ooh. I've actually been completely frozen. I think that's the first time we've seen that. I'd never taken enough frost to have that happen before. I wonder, like, from the point of view of the writers, like, is Adam supposed to be annoying? Are you, the player, supposed to dislike him? Because it's hard to imagine somebody writing him going ding in that way when you kill random enemies. Like, not even when you level up, just when you kill random enemies. And being like, yeah, that's good, and I'm happy he's doing that. Replace my drones. Why is all the wreckage so far away? I feel like I spend a lot of time just chasing wreckage, which is an interesting it's an interesting way for that mechanic to work. Then I'm just like overjoyed when an enemy drops wreckage directly on me. Yeah, see, we're having that problem again where the sixth drone isn't working. Or actually, no, we visibly have 6 drones. It's the UI that's not working. Okay, drone carriers. This is actually a pretty good outcome for us, I think. Because we get to kill so many drones for free just from the supernovas. And our own drones hunt them down so effectively. Alright, your ice lasers. Okay, one under control. Lost quite a number of drones here. There we go. I think we got this now, and I have not pressed any device or alt buttons at all, so actually, this was remarkably easy. Turns out the problem with the other one was entirely the overleveling. was a little messy and terrifying, but we got there. Cool, 1 entire scrap metal. Have we ever been in a position where I was like, gosh, I sure hope we don't run out of scrap? We're so close. Whew. All right, so let's find the next, you, undiscovered site. You'll do. Right next to a starport as well. And we got like the weird parts of this out of the way, so all that's left is the things that are perfectly static. Huh. The moon of Letho, which is just named Ross. Just a moon named Ross. Ah, yes, that's our moon, Doug. Oh, this doesn't seem like it should be too hard. Anemones usually give off like a lot of weird lighting effects. We can probably knock this out pretty quickly. Surprise!
Let's mow 'em down.
Result.
What a good weapon. Oh, I bet it's going to do wonderful things to this minefield. Cool, cool, cool. Gosh, there's so many mines. It is very efficient at removing the minefield, and I do love that, but also it could be more efficient. Alright, so... do we see an energy sphere dispenser? No. No such thing on scope. Alright, we'll figure it out. Ow. Wow. Vigilante. Your locked target receives a stack of destabilized every second, increasing damage taken. Wow, just for being locked, huh? That seems pretty great. Killing a target with at least 5 stacks creates an EMP explosion. 300 meters is nothing. Like, nobody's ever going to get hit by that. But overall, that's a very powerful coil gun. It's difficult to imagine not equipping this. So the question is just like, I think it's over the Soul Seeker. I think I like the Crimson Sun still. It has about the same range. Yeah, and look at the DPS is so much higher. I'm just gonna take this for the moment. We won't scrap it just yet, in case I change my mind. Okay, so it's a burst fire weapon. That's very effective when we're not trying to make it do something else. All right, let's see what's down in here. Mostly minerals. These are not the kinds of lighting effects hydras generally create. Or anemones, rather. Jeez. That's a dead end. I guess we'll go this way? Ah, here we go. Okay, that was more than half of them just in a single cluster. Rad. I'm just gonna take their word for it that there's a valuable shipwreck in there. I should be looting. I should be looting for sale. Got into a real habit of just destroying them. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, sorry. Something else grabbed focus real quick. Yeah, so we just need to find one more little cavern probably. Or, okay, maybe it's going to be a couple of sort of outdoor areas. Probably not worth sale. Probably not worth sale. And same. Okay, do we see any more like green or purple lights? Not really. Aha! Okay, that was pretty easy. Oh, wait, those are... Again, should probably be taking things for sale. Alright, we got ourselves a mainframe component, and I'm not necessarily feeling the need to finish this area off right now. Well, we should probably try to get that Clygon deposit. I guess there's only a couple of minutes left in the episode. You know what? Let's spend it all here rather than trying to dig into another area. That's pretty fun to do. Titanium. There is some kind of ruckus going on in the hallway. Apologies if that picks up on the mic. So I don't see any more like easy cavern entrances. There's a titanium deposit over there. Is that signaling an entrance to us? It is not. Okay, and this is the cavern we were already in, right? Yeah, this is that big cavern. Okay, so we still haven't found an energy sphere dispenser. And for the moment, that feels like the only thing that we're missing, but I'm sure there must be more. Because if there was only one or two things left, I imagine they would be showing up on our UI by now, due to the supervision. So let's check out the wreckage more thoroughly. This is the only place I'd really expect to find an energy sphere dispenser, obviously. But there might be more wreckage somewhere hidden behind one of these big rocks. Not that I can see, unfortunately. And it's always tough to know whether wreckage is just like hovering out in the middle of nowhere is... Wait, what is this? This is curious. Who are you? It's just a loose cargo drone. That's a very poorly hidden container. Okay, and at this point, well, okay, those are probably just things that we've seen already. So this is a little bit more machinery, but sadly it does not seem to have our energy sphere dispenser. It's a cool find, though. All right, let me pop back up here and see if those question marks are in fact just things we've found but not interacted with all the way yet. Because if so, that's not very useful. It appears that yes, they are. That is the only thing that we're getting out of that. Shoot. Well, without knowing where the energy sphere dispenser is, we can't really do anything else here. Those are the last two things that are showing, so I'm sure to find that would be to completely solve the area. I might just try to go for the valuable shipwreck even without having disabled this thing. I think I can just make it in. Yeah. Not actually any good, not actually any good. Okay, this unfortunately there will be no opening until we find the thing, but also I don't actually care. It's almost certainly not going to contain anything interesting. Let's just get out of here. So we are now at 4 of 6, and there's still a region we haven't even been to. I assume, yeah, the other undiscovered sites are going to generally be in that region. And I guess maybe we don't have to do all of them, because it sure seems like there are more sites than... Yeah, okay. Well, let's go discover something then. There are more locations than we need location challenge completions for by quite a large margin, actually.
Hey, Hive. What's your take on the current situation?
Time is moving forward, and the universe built around it will eventually cease to exist, obliterating all meaning to the blip of our existence.
No, I mean, what's our current situation right now?
Yes, it helps to be specific. We are moving through space. What we do next ultimately does not matter.
Unbelievable.
And yet true.
Hey, I get the funny thing we're going for there, but maybe don't write a bunch of dialogue that's like, hey, listen, what you're doing doesn't matter. This is all kind of bullshit anyway. Just, you know, don't encourage the player to think that way about your game, especially if there's maybe a little bit of bullshittiness to some of the things that are going on. All right, let's see what this incredible site floating way off in deep space actually is. Maybe it'll be an incredible spaceport. Maybe it'll be DS9. That'd be weird, right? If this all turned out to be in the Star Trek universe. Okay, find the hidden stashes. I mean, it looks like there's really only one place for things to be hidden. I don't anticipate this one being a super huge challenge. But I think that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are mastering this sector and having a good time doing it, because the gameplay stuff is good. And then, sadly, probably jumping back on the plot, which is slightly less compelling. And we'll see you then.